And look, to those correctional officers and to those nurses that unalived Mr. Robert Brooks, you messed up because we're not letting you get away with this. We're not letting this slide. Matter of fact, let me get my other book so I can call out you Caucasian cowards. Matthew Gallagher, Nicholas Anzalone, David Kingsley, Nicholas Keeter, Robert Kessler, Michael Fisher, Christopher Walrath, Michael Alone, Shea Showoff, David Walters, Kyle Dashnaw, Michael Mashaw, Glenn Trombley, Anthony Farinaw, and Sergeant Michael Mashaw. And see, we had multiple distractions this year. We had the Bourbon Street attack. We had the Las Vegas, the Tesla bombing. We got the LA fires, and Cali still burning. You just got San Diego burning right now. The whole Cali, every day it's a new fire. Now you got Donald Trump coming to office and people going crazy. And now you got the Super Bowl about to come up in a few weeks. And that's going to be another big distraction. But I feel like this year, we're not allowing things to distract us. We still standing on business when it comes to our people. It could have a blizzard in the South. That won't make us forget that video we saw, Mr. Robert Brooks. So what those protesters did in Brooklyn, you can't tell people how to protest when you doing nothing. If you ain't doing nothing for the people, if you're not standing for the people, if you're not even just voicing your opinion and just giving people advice or anything, if you're not doing anything for the people, you cannot tell people how to protest. You cannot tell people how to march. You cannot tell people how to fight. Because you know what that protest did for me? Once I saw this article I'm about to read, this article gave me energy. I'm like, if those people can stand out in the cold, if those people can put their so-called freedom on the line for Mr. Roberts, then I can make a video about this, putting out awareness and not just being lazy about the video, but actually putting my passion in the video. So let's get right into this article. This article is from the Brooklyn Post by Dean Moses. It was published January 23rd, 2025. So shout out to Dean Moses, wherever you are. Several protesters were arrested Wednesday evening after they stormed into a Brooklyn subway station, jumping the turnstiles in fury over the unaliving of upstate prisoner Robert Brooks. Last month, hundreds of protesters marched outside of Governor Kathy Hochul's Midtown office and gave the city an ultimatum: either arrest the correctional officers caught on video beating Brooks inside of Marcy Correctional Facility on December 9th, or they will shut the city down. The demonstrators in Brooklyn look to keep that promise on January 22nd. And look, it don't matter who the president is, Biden, Trump, it don't matter. When it comes to our people, they don't want justice for our people. It don't matter who the attorney general is. They can be black or white. You see it. They can be black, and if they black, they gonna wash their hands with it. They don't want nothing to do with it. But if it's black on black crime, okay, we gotta interfere. We gotta arrest whoever did this. Even to your mayor don't care. You got a black mayor, that don't matter. How you have a black mayor and a black attorney general and you made no arrest? We're out there tonight to continue to keep the pressure on, Reverend Kevin McCall said as he and fellow demonstrators gathered outside of the Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center station just after 6 p.m. Wednesday night. We want to make sure that every last single person responsible gets arrested. It's been over 46 days, now 47, and no arrests have been made. So we're going to continue to scream his name, justice for Robert Brooks. So y'all know when people say, when you do something good, don't record it, don't talk about it, don't post it. I say forget all that shit. When you do something good, when you feed the homeless, when you give somebody money, record that shit, talk about that shit. Because you know why? You could be accused of causing an accident and causing a death, and you guilty before proven innocent. They putting your face all over Facebook, all over Instagram, people making YouTube videos about you like you already guilty when you black. So when you do something good, post that shit, because when you do something bad, they go post it. They gonna put your mug shot everywhere so you can be embarrassed, so people can already look at you like you guilty. But when it comes to them, no mug shot. You can barely find their pictures. You got to scavenger hunt to find their pictures. Even when it comes to your interrogation, they'll release your interrogation footage. The whole video, they'll release that shit. But when it comes to them, we can't get no information, no updates. McCall and fellow advocates say they were not just going to scream and holler this time, but also disrupt business as usual by shutting down the bustling transit hub during rush hour. It never became apparent how The group would achieve this, however, as an army of cops were waiting for them when they hopped the turnstile, evading the fare. Police rushed in to restrain the protesters in a brief struggle. Justice for Robert Brooks, protesters called out from both sides of the turnstile. So let's break this down in simple terms. So you telling me you can arrest protesters, but when it comes to correctional officers and nurses on video, unaliving a man on video, proof footage, you can't arrest these officers, you can't arrest these nurses, but you can arrest protesters? Make that make sense. And once again, I'm gonna say shout out to these protesters because they put their so-called freedom on the line. And look, some people can't just sit back and let things go, especially while they're alive. They can't watch their people get unalive on video by these so-called correctional officers. They can't allow that. So some people, they go find a way to fight back. Some people fight back differently. Some people don't mind putting their freedom on the line. Some people can't just sit back and watch things go on in the world without doing anything. So don't tell me marching is a waste of time, because guess what? The Asians march. The Asians put up protests and they got a hate crime bill. So we just saying keep that same energy when it comes to our people. As the cops marched those arrested to an awaiting van outside of the station, several more protesters got into a heated face-off with cops, but no additional arrests were made. Robert Brooks was a black incarcerated person and his life mattered, and that's what we're here today, said Rennie Smith, Executive Director of Family and Friends of the Wrongfully Convicted. We want to bring justice to this issue. This was the injustice that was done to Robert Brooks, his family, and the community at large. And look, I know we have a lot of cases like this all over America, but I feel like this case is very important because if they can get away with this, imagine if one of your family members go to prison. Imagine if one of your family members go to jail and this happens again, but they got away with this. If they can get away with this, I promise you, all through the next few years, it's going to keep happening and they're going to keep getting away with it. So it's up to us to hold them accountable the same way they hold us accountable when they say black on black crime, because they want to divide us by politics. Let me tell you something about politics. This is politics. Nothing but games. And if you look, I drove trucks for 10 years. If you drive across this country, the only thing changes is they build new buildings and old buildings become abandoned buildings. That's it. Nothing changes. The ghetto is still a ghetto. The suburbs are still the suburbs. Nothing changes. They promise you change, but nothing ever changes. Because the truth is, both sides don't care about us. Left wing, right wing, they don't care about us. So we have to have each other's back. And you will have some of our people, talking down on our people. It is what it is. We don't worry about them. We focus on the people that want to speak up for our people, the people that want to march, protest for our people. We don't worry about the ones that, that chose their side already. So like I said, shout out to the people that marched, shout out to the people that protest, the people that got arrested, and you put your so-called freedom on the line. We appreciate you, because I know it's not easy. And I know it's not easy just letting things go by in life, especially after seeing that video of him getting kicked. They tied him up, kicked him in the groins, everything. We can't let that slide. And to those correctional officers and to those nurses, I know you think you're getting away. And I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to keep making videos about y'all, because you don't deserve to live no peaceful life. After doing that on video, you don't deserve a peaceful life. You deserve to see your face blasted every day on YouTube, on Facebook, people marching with your pictures up. You deserve that for the rest of your life. And rest in peace to Mr. Robert Brooks. We're going to keep fighting for you. I'm out.